Hey guys, Diceboy22 here. I'm bringing you a video on, let's see here. I'm sorry the diorama is taking so long. It's just work and all that. I will try. I know I've said this before, but I will try to get this done in the next 2 to 3 months. I mean, I'm sorry, I know for some people who watch me, I know you've probably been expecting it or something like that. It's just, life and the economy, guys, it's hard. In all honesty, it's hard, having to help support my family and everything, and, everyone around here in my area, we're all tight on money. It's hard. I'm just gonna be honest about that right now. So, the diorama, in all honesty, is probably the last thing on my mind. But, other than this whole reality depression stuff, I wanted to do a quick video on an anime segment called Where I Stand. Now, Where I Stand is basically me talking about the type of fan I am for a certain series. Example, I'll explain my fandom and how I got into the series, or what type of fan I am for a certain series. Today, we're going to do the first anime series or anime franchise I ever watched in my life, which got me into anime in the first place. And this series is going to be this sucker right here. Not Dragon Ball, but this is an example, but I watched Dragon Ball second, while it was airing on Toonami and all that. But, yeah. This sucker right here. This is what got me into the whole anime shebang. Now, first things first, what do I think of the series as a whole? Great story, great characters, and great morals, and great growth of characters. Though I think, during the Z arc, some characters felt less used and some just felt like punching bags. Example, Tia and Yamcha, I thought they could have done a lot more. But we're talking about probably me and my fandom. Dragon Ball, I love. DragonballZ, I think is the best, no doubt. But now we're going to move on to segment 1. What do I think about Dragon Ball GT? Honestly, I don't think Dragon Ball GT is bad at all. I don't get what's all with this controversy that goes around all the time. I don't think Dragon Ball GT is that bad at all. I mean, personally, in my opinion, when it comes to GT, the only thing I don't like is probably some of the piss poor dialogue in the dub. But that's about it. When it comes to when it comes to GT, I think the Japanese is very far superior and delivers a lot more emotion in their dialogue and their script and lines. The English, I'll just give you an example. Something talking about fusion, Goten and Trunks. Yeah, we were able to do fusion when we were Super Saiyan 3s. Yeah, a lot of, errors in, the dub of GT, but what can you do? Sometimes you slip up, but sometimes you don't. I don't know. But all I can say is it's Funimation's responsibility as a dubbing company to make sure this is actually uncut and actually the perfect script. So Funimation, you kind of made a slip up on your part, but the voice acting overall in all Dragon Balls really are really pretty good. And I'll agree with this one guy called Ash or whatever. I don't know what his name is, but he fights with some guy named Doug. Like, I've only started watching him recently, but like, I will agree with him. Sean Shamel is the very perfect Goku. But the only thing I had to disagree with this guy is saying that Colleen Clickenberg is the perfect Gohan. Which, no, for me, Stephanie Nadley will always be the one, the only perfect kid through teen Gohan. And, anyway, besides that, where I stand on GT is, I think it's a good series. I think GT is probably a 3.5 out of 5 series. Like, it's good, but not perfect. Like, I think GT is very good. Now, personally, that's just my opinion. I mean, I'm not saying, oh, you should think what I think just because, oh, I'm a face behind a camera. Oh, I have a thing on the internet. My opinion's far superior to yours. Hell no. All I'm saying is it's just my opinion that, you know, I think GT's actually pretty good. But anyway, now we're gonna move on to a tighter subject. Where do I stand as a Dragon Ball fan when it comes to, oh boy, Dragon Ball Evolution? Now, where do I stand when it comes to Dragon Ball Evolution? Now, for me, I'll admit, you know, when I was with my first girlfriend, and then, I will admit, guys, I was stoked. I was excited for this movie. I never thought Dragon Ball would get a live movie. Ever. Like, I will admit, I was excited. I was stoked. I was blown away. Like, you know, when I was on vacation with my parents, and, you know, I saw that commercial in the hotel room, I was like, oh my god, Dragon Ball's getting a live movie, oh my god! I was stoked. But, anyway, besides that, what was my impression after the movie? I remember I walked out a happy guy. I enjoyed the movie. I remember my opinion so alone. I enjoyed the movie. I didn't care about its flaws. I didn't care about its bad script or bad writing or whatever. I enjoyed the movie. So, you know, I just really hate these manga purists that tell me, oh, you shouldn't be allowed to enjoy the movie because blah blah, it's not accurate to the anime in one retrospective. Well, you see, the thing is, after being very loyal to the games years after years and getting Raditz to Boo, Raditz to Boo, Raditz to Boo over and over again, when you know how that story happens, you're going to want something different. You really are. You're going to want something different. And I remember, like, Dragon Ball Evolution was a different take, so I was very excited for a different story. I was very excited, like, you know, how do I explain this? Like, you know, I didn't care Goku was in high school, or you know, it was some weird stereotype high school story or something like that. It was still something new. I really wanted to see something new in the Dragon Ball universe or on the Dragon Ball franchise after GT ended. You know, I was one of those people who also had to accept reality. AF was never going to be, and all this stuff, and, you know, basically, Dragon Ball GT, I find 3.5 out of 5. With Dragon Ball Evolution, I find it a 3 out of 5. Like, I don't consider Dragon Ball Evolution bad. Yes, I consider it very cheesy, but I don't consider it terrible. The only thing I didn't really like as far with Dragon Ball Evolution was Yamcha being a blonde. That's about the only thing I really didn't like in the whole movie. Well, anyway, guys, but yeah, pretty much I just have 3 seasons to go to collect the original Dragon Ball, and because I have all of Z and I have all of GT, and I would get the Dragon boxes, but way too shitload of money to waste on a box set. I'm sorry, but and plus, you know, now that Dragon Ball Z is coming out, well, Dragon Ball Z Kai, now that Dragon Ball Z Kai is getting a Buu saga, I do not hate Kai, not in the slightest. The only thing I hate is Gohan's voice. I'm sorry, it's just meh. For me, I don't like Gohan's voice. Like I like everyone else in the Kai cast. I just don't like Gohan. When it comes to Gohan, all I kind of tend to hear with Gohan is just that's basically all I hear with Colleen Clickenberg's Gohan. Stephanie's Gohan just always sounded way more natural to me than Colleen's. But anyway, guys, that was just a kind of quick, like, little thought opinion video about where I stand as a Dragon Ball fan. Maybe I'll make a part 2 of this. I don't know. Will you find it interesting? I don't know. Or just comment, rate, subscribe, whatever you feel like you have to do. Alright, guys. Well, this has been DiceBoy22. I'm going to get back to watching Dragon Ball. Well, I don't know what that is. Picture still right there. And there's my Archangel Gundam custom and a few drawings, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. iPhone 5 camera. Frustrating.